And we're rolling. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to your favorite generic YouTube introduction. Today, we are going to be talking about none other than the newest release in the Star Wars cinematic universe, Solo, a Star Wars story. And you can tell by my enthusiasm, I'm very excited to talk about this movie, which was kind of the complete opposite of what I was expecting. I'm going to do a quick recap of how I felt before seeing this movie. So let's sit down and have a chat about Solo, a Star Wars story. I think one of my main issues that I had whenever this movie was being made was during the casting process for Han Solo. When they released this list of like A-list Hollywood actors that could play, who could play Han Solo? Could it be so-and-so? Could it be so-and-so? Could it be, Harry Styles? It's like, that wasn't really the nail in the coffin for me there. It was that they casted, how do you say his name?
Alden Ehrenreich.
Alden Ehrenreich, and this, I had no idea who this guy was. I didn't think he particularly looked a whole lot like Han Solo, and I didn't even, that was basically all the information I had to basically discredit him as being like a good choice. And so that was my main quarrel, and it didn't end there because there was another guy, Anthony Ingruber, who was popular on YouTube for doing his Han Solo impression, which was spot on, looks just like him. All those are in the review of the trailer. You can go watch those there. I won't rant too long about that. Also, with the film before it came out, there was, I think there was like post-production issues that were all in the news. There was the directors changed. First of all, like 75% of the movie got shot or something like that, and then Ron Howard had to come in and take it over because of like creative differences between the duo of directors previously. And then I think there was like rumors that Alden Ehrenreich needed an acting coach, I believe. I'm not sure if that was true or not. I just remember seeing articles about that or something, or hearing word of mouth. Not gonna point any fingers. So things weren't looking very good for this movie, but I'll point out now while it's on my mind, Rogue One had similar problems, and we all know how Rogue One turned out. They did it. I mean, freaking all hands up for this film. I mean, what a great film. I will probably go see it like 2 or 3 more times in the theater before it's said and done. So despite all of the negativity and the bad energy that was coming out of this film in pre-release, I gotta say, Solo, a Star Wars story, delivered the goods. There were some of us out there who would have preferred somebody else to play Han Solo, particularly one who actually looked and sounded like him. Anthony Ingruber. Honestly, I don't think I've ever been this surprised at the quality of a film before. And to be honest, it has a lot to do with the fact that I went in thinking it was going to suck. I had very low expectations. I was like, don't set your expectations high because of all the stuff that's been going on. You don't want to be disappointed by another Star Wars film after we just had, the last Star Wars film you'll want to go see, am I right? But really though, I think I'm so excited with this new, like the Star Wars story series. Where they're coming out with, on the every biannual, that's the word, this biannual release of just kind of separate stories that aren't in a trilogy. Because so far they've been fantastic, in my opinion. Let's hit on some of the things that are really nice about this. It was shot in the same kind of style that Rogue One was. It had that gritty, realistic theme to it, and I really like that. There's a difference. You can watch like the sequel trilogy and Rogue One and Solo and see the differences in just kind of the type of film that's been shot here. This was another thing. I was like, man, this guy's gonna suck at playing Han Solo. Donald Glover's gonna have to carry the entire film. How much are we gonna get out of Chewbacca? Is this going to be weird seeing Emilia Clarke in the film because she's Daenerys Targaryen? But honestly, it all really played out well. As far as like character development, I'm not even really sure how to like talk about that because this is more of a film that sets up a character to be developed by the movies later on. I really enjoyed seeing Donald Glover as Lando Calrissian. My boy nailed the voice and mannerisms and everything. That was beautiful to see. As soon as he said the first lines as Lando, I looked over at all my friends and I was like, A1. Good job. It was great to see Chewbacca again, and in a different way too. This was like slave Chewbacca. This was, you know, super furry, unkempt, is that the word I'm looking for? Chewbacca. And he had the bandolier with 2 straps instead of 1 now. It was like a precursor Chewbacca. It was super cool. Talking about all kind of stuff. It was really neat. I think Emilia Clarke did a good job as Kira. It was so disappointing to see how her character ended up, and that was the weird thing that took me for a turn, was that it's like everybody just got betrayed at the end of the movie. It was like Han, Kira, Chewbacca, Beckett, what's the one guy's name? The main villain. And there was like one other guy. Oh, the freaking Marauder guy. Freaking cool name for the girl who's the leader, but I can't remember the name. And there was like all 7 of these guys, and it's like this one betrayed that guy, and then this one teamed up with that guy, and then they betrayed this guy, and then he came back over to this side. It was all kind of crazy stuff going on. Another thing I want to hit on in this review, L3, fantastic job with that character. K2SO and L3 are the this is what okay, me and my friends even discussed this after the movie was over. There is a stark difference between the humor used in Rogue One and Solo versus the humor used in The Force Awakens and horribly in The Last Jedi. And the humor will always favor Rogue One and Solo. It's just there's a complete difference in the writing between these 2 movies, and whoever writes the jokes for the sequel trilogy, please, you know, no. I mean, come on. Your mom jokes are now canon in Star Wars. Who thought this was a good idea? Who did it? You know, you had K2SO as just kind of the embodiment of the dark humor from Rogue One, and then L3 was this resistance leader droid that was like out for equal rights and stuff. That was one of the best jokes in the entire movie, was when Lando and L3 were in the cockpit and he was like, alright, I'm gonna go do XYZ. You need anything? And she goes, equal rights. Oh my gosh. So brilliant job to whoever, you know, put all that together. I haven't touched on it yet, but Alden did a really good job as Han Solo, and I'm surprised. And just watching, this is one thing I noticed mid-film, was that just watching the trailers, the lines that they put in the trailers, it can be incredibly misleading. And I noticed several times in the movie where he got a lot of the mannerisms down, a lot of the kind of facial expressions were there. And so I was like, okay, this actually isn't so bad. And then by the end of the film, you're just like, I loved all of these people. Let's get a sequel. There were some really good references and callbacks, like any good movie should have that's part of an anthology. I noticed Kira said that she learned Terras Kasi from, I don't remember who it was, but there was also, I think Lando mentioned that Tobias Beckett was the one who killed Aurra Sing. You remember Aurra Sing from Clone Wars and Episode 1? They also mentioned Scarif. I'm trying to remember all the other ones, and it's freaking sucks that I can't remember any of them, but on a completely different note, I think it's important to point out that I also think this movie really succeeded well because, maybe even indirectly, because it stuck to the canon. This movie stuck to the original canon for Han Solo, and it came out brilliantly. Now I think whoever is in charge of the sequel trilogy could learn a lot from that. Han Solo growing up on Corellia. They even mentioned some names of some Corellian cities. They even had him join the Imperial Flight Academy. They even had him leave the Imperial Flight Academy because with Chewbacca, it was incredible. And he became a smuggler, joined up because that was the only thing that he knew how to do. Fantastic. Completed the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs by going through the Maw. I mean, everything is there. It's beautifully put together. It's a work of art. It's great. Go see it. So finally, let's talk about none other than the elephant in the room. Or should I say, the Darth Maul in the room. What the fuck was that? Where did that come from? I'm not disappointed. I am just so surprised. This is the first time we've seen Darth Maul on the big screen in like almost 20 years. It's incredible. I have no idea what he has to do with the story progression, or what he had to do with anything relating to Han Solo or this movie at all, but it was for some reason extremely satisfying to see him on screen, and in his Rebels getup with the robot legs and everything, and the same saber hilt from Rebels. It's good to see all of these different media outlets that put out Star Wars work together and just stay in canon. I don't know. I feel like everything before Return of the Jedi, as far as timeline canon goes, is just beautiful. But right after Return of the Jedi, we get The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, and everything from then on out is just like, what the hell is going on? So yeah, I mean, it was definitely a surprise to see Darth Maul. I mean, like I said, I'm not disappointed. If there's a sequel and he's in it, I'm down to find out. What would be really neat is if Kenobi is the next movie that comes out after Episode 9, and somehow he's in that, and they do like a live action recreation of what happened on Rebels. I don't know why they would do that, but I am down for that. And somehow tie in with Han Solo, like they're all going to Tatooine, so why not? Why can't we have Solo, a Star Wars story sequel, be Kenobi, a Star Wars story, and they merge together somehow? That would be a fantastic idea. How do I tweet that out to @StarWars? So overall, guys, this was a really good movie. I would totally recommend it for anyone who's a Star Wars fan. Even if you haven't seen Star Wars, go see this movie. I mean, it's fantastic. Everybody did a fantastic job acting and doing everything. That doesn't even make sense, I don't think, but entire production of everything was great. I really like it. It's up there with Rogue One in my list of ranking. So yeah, I hope to see more movies like this in the future. If you haven't seen it, please go see it. It's great. As far as this channel goes, I'll be putting out more videos now that I'm sort of more or less out of college. So I should have more free time in order to do videos and stuff and make it better quality. I know this video is probably horrible quality as I'm moving all my stuff around, and my camera's been giving me shit for the last few months. And everything's just going haywire, but I'm gonna get all that fixed really soon. You know, subscribe for more great videos that don't involve you looking at my face the whole time, and we're all gonna have a great time. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Yes, I did. If Padme was not born, the Jedi Order would still be all equal size. Oh my goodness. But if it was not for Padme, Mace Windu would have killed the Emperor.
Oh my goodness. I see that.